This is the Bryant Family Medicine, all sports media around the region, the Fall Sports Show. And there's a pretty little logo right there. I'll go ahead and post that up. I would normally say that Edward did a good job with that logo, but he actually didn't this time. I actually put that logo together. So feel free to comment about how good of a logo that is and tell Edward that he needs to go on instant retirement. I'm Mark Gregory. I would say alongside Edward Hall. I don't know. He always leads. He gets camera shy and leads. But then I would say Ryan too. But of course you're not seeing Ryan there either. So Allie Messer, we begged her to come on. Like Allie, we need you. And Allie said, "Oh sure, I'll come." But how you doing, Allie?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing good. And before we get this show started, got to ask you, how's the college life treating you and all that good stuff?
It's doing really good. We start softball in September, so we're doing really good. Got really good grades in my classes so far, so doing pretty good.
Well, I'm not going to tell you how I know this, but I've got some inside sources. You've been around as long as I have. You get them inside sources. I'm hearing this place is a really, really good place to eat at, the little cafeteria spot. So is the
Yeah,
cafeteria a pretty good little spot to eat at?
it's honestly one of my favorite spots to eat at and stuff. Like, it's always really, really good food, and I've tortured you about the food there for long enough, so.
Folks, she sends me food pics all the time. I'm already severely overweight, and I got to see all these food pics, and I just want to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and then I get myself stuffed silly. Then she sends me more food pics, and then I'm like, What's going on?" Yeah, and and if Larry Spicer was here, he would tell you the same thing, and you could tell Larry keeps himself in good shape. But now she's starting to starve Larry to death too. I mean, Larry's just getting on there and say, "Hey, enough's enough." But I'm glad it's treating you well, and we wish you the best of luck. We know how talented of a athlete you are, but we also know what kind of a better person you are, and just love having you around. And have to give you the credit for the work you did Friday night. And I still don't know where Edward went to, but give us a quick recap if you don't care. Tell us a little bit about the football game you went to Friday night. Oh, there's Edward.
Yeah,
He might be there.
I went and scouted Lingham versus Jellicoe's game, and Lingham won 20-14. It was honestly like really interesting to watch. As everybody knows, I came from Lingham, and they had some issues rebuilding and stuff, but I mean, Daryl had just come on again. They were getting new coaches. They got all this. And this year they're rebuilding and rebuilding. And the talent that they had last year versus this year has really improved with the players. And you can tell how hard some of them's working. And like DJ ran out there. I mean, that was a kid to watch the entire game. And to see how the players were on the field was something, and then looking at the players on the bench walking and stuff was just as special because no matter what, if they weren't on the field, they were cheering them on. They were so supportive. And what Daryl has done for that program is something that's going to be hard to beat in a couple of years.
Absolutely love Daryl, Nikki to death. They just a great family right over there. Love them both to death, and I can't wait till I get to the next Link Camp game because it ain't only what Daryl is doing. I seen a picture. I seen a picture that Larry Spicer sent me. Look at that middle school team, folks. That's not a normal looking Camp team. That future is bright, and anybody knows that the ceiling is sky high for Camp and football. Daryl's taking them in the right direction. I'm telling you one thing: they all follow behind him. They love him to death, and Nikki, is in there helping them too. It just, again, when you're talking family, that's Camp and you gotta love them to death, love what they're doing. Big win for them. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Edward. Are you back or are you sleeping?
No, I'm the guy that does all the behind the scenes work.
Well, so I'm feeling nice. Allie had to deal with the 10 minutes behind the scenes, so we won't get into that. She might not ever be the same. She's definitely going to have to take like a count to 10 deep breaths before she gets herself back together after the show. But
I think you guys are gonna have to after that.
yeah, yeah. That's the norm. Give you about a week and a half with us, you'll be probably worse. Or I'm just saying, it's just yeah, that's the norm between us. But Edward, how's it going? I know you're setting up everything. Do appreciate you for doing the stuff that you do.
Well, excited the football season finally kicked off, and loving to get out to learn, a couple new sports that I don't know the first thing about. All these student athletes helping me with interviews, kind of making me seem a little bit smarter than what I am with the game. But you know, I'm just glad it's that sports has actually kicked back off. That dead period, I kind of didn't know what to do with myself. So
Well, it's just not only us, Allie. I'm sure you agree with me on this. Edward already knows it takes a team. What you're doing for us now is greatly appreciated. Valerie Rutherford is killing it. Larry Spicer's killing it. John North, all the inside help he gives us. Shane Shackle reaching out to us whenever we need it. And even Mikey Clem getting in there and updating the pages and doing the things for us. It takes a team effort. And we have taken this thing to levels that we didn't think we could reach in we don't even really have a whole year under the belt right now. I mean, I guess the full year starts at the end of basketball season. So we're still in the process of not even a full year in yet. We've taken this thing to unbelievable levels. The equipment, the back end, the help, people like you, Allie, that's come in here and stepped up for us and pretty I know you was a talented student athlete, but you was putting together some good pictures and some good graphics there too. So there's definitely some talents in other areas also. And I love the views. And we'll get our first guest on pretty soon. And just want to just talk about you brought up football and another name I need to throw in there too, Edward. I'm sure that you'd agree with me, and hopefully I pronounce his name right. Chris Coker went to North Laurel and Bell County with for us, and took some really really good pictures. And there's another one of them behind the scenes guys that's getting it. Our family's expanded, and folks, I will tell you one thing, and I will tell this live. Everybody that's come with us, guess what? None of them's asked for a penny. They just want to do it because they want to help promote the student athlete. They want to do their part. Allie's the same way. Allie don't want no money. She just here to do her part, and I'm like, well, we can't offer you anything. We're like the poor man's club, and she said, no, I don't want it. I'll go anywhere, anytime that you need me, and that's all of our people in this group. I just cannot say enough about them, and without them, I mean, and then you get with that group. Then we're going to talk about another special group, the group that really helps us a lot. Bryant Family Medicine, and hopefully Edward knows his part. I know he's going to be clicking here. There you go. Yeah, good job. And what can we say about them? And Edward, we already know the money that they dished out for a player to game stuff, and that's an exciting thing for us. That's a game changing type thing that randomly we're going to be picking sides and we're going to be giving out player to games, and it just adds an extra element to it. And hopefully, we can get to a town near you. And again, it's the generosity of the Bryant Family Medicine and what they do for us. Again, anything that we ask them, they absolutely said yes. They're Johnny on the spot there. So I can't say enough about what they do. And hey to you, Alicia. And actually was able to read that one. So maybe that's a Facebook friend. But Edward, you ready to bring our first guest on?
I'm
Oh, you
always
ready?
ready.
I know Allie's ready. Allie's she's probably wanting the show over, so I guess you can go back to well, what was you wanting to watch, Deadpool or something like that, or get ready to watch, or
We
have you
just
already
got
seen?
done. I pulled over just to do this, so
I've not watched it, but I did watch Twister. So
it
yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. That and Twisters is pretty hard to beat. I mean, that Deadpool and Wolverine was really, really, really good.
Well, we'll bring our first guest on, Eddie Creech. Thank you for coming on, sir, and thank you for giving us your time. And are you a movie man? Do you like Twisters and Deadpool and all that stuff?
I'm not much on Deadpool, but I like the original Twister.
well, while I left after watching Twisters, I said the same thing. I said I think I like the movie Twister a little bit better, but I'm more of an old school guy too. Eddie, again, thank you for giving us your time. I know this is a busy time for you, and I had to personally reach out to you because I saw something that made me really, really excited. Whenever I saw that you was launching, you and your four partners, Casey, Scotty, Kyle, and old Farmer there, and I knew that was just a great group of guys, and I've worked with a couple of you and got to know a couple of you also, and just I knew that this launch ain't going to be a normal launch. This launch is going to be a special launch, and I mean, and when I saw that, I was like, oh, I gotta get him on, I gotta get him on. But the floor is yours, sir. Would you do you if you don't care, just tell us about what you're doing.
Well, I mean, we hope it takes off and expands. But if it don't, we're just all of us are really good friends. We work together, we hang out together. So a lot of the conversations that we'll have on our show are conversations that we would be having when we were hanging out, anyways. We just wanted to organize it and maybe segment it out. But if you don't know, and anybody likes to tune in and just listen to a bunch of old country boys laugh and goof off and talk about sports, it's called Third and Long Podcast, like Third and Long in football. So you can look us up on Facebook. And it's myself, Scotty Bailey. He's the head high school baseball coach at Harlan County High School. He's kind of the moderator, if you will. He's our tech guy. He runs everything. So without Scotty, we couldn't do it. And by the way, he said to give you a shout out.
Mm.
Then you
I
have
love him to death.
yeah, he
Love
loves
him to
you.
death.
And you got Coach Kyle Jones, who's the head basketball coach at Harlan County High School, who's on there. And then his recent new addition, Casey Lester, who's going to be coaching with him this year for Black Bear basketball, who's a former head high school coach at Harlan High School
Yep.
in basketball. And then, one of my best friends in the world, Coach Farmer, Denny Farmer, he was a longtime defense coordinator at Harlan County High School football. And then, I was privileged enough to be a head coach at Harlan County High School football for 6 years. So I think it brings a dynamic to have, that many people that's coached various sports at the high school level and just, a lot of experience around sports. But more so, really, those five guys, we enjoy sports. So I'll tell you a funny story. We had breakfast duty in the morning, and me and Coach Jones and Coach Bailey, we kind of buddy up in the morning when I'm on duty, and we talk and drink coffee and hang out. And Kyle Coach Jones always shot the idea out there about us having a podcast, and we'll play around with it, but we never really commit. And for whatever reason, it caught fire this time, and Scotty kind of took over, and that was his man cave that we used for our first show. And in less than 24 hours, we put together our show. We had some struggles,
Wow.
some things that we learned from that first show, but we wanted to set the baseline of having it Thursday before Friday nights.
I will let you in on a secret. I do love Scotty to death. I've always been personally a little jealous of the hair. He's always had the great hair. I've had no hair. I would say Edwards had our best hair of our crew, but I think Allie's got a little bit more better hair than Edwards right now. So, but you got to like the hair on Scotty for sure. One of these years I might be able to grow mine out like that again. But yeah, I love Scotty to death, and when we started the whole baseball thing a couple of years ago, Scotty was one of the ones that stood up at the front row, so front row, or however you want to pronounce that or say that, but he was one of the first ones, come out, hey, anything I can do to help, and we sort of ran it from there. And just I love him to death, but just love what you are doing down there at Harlan County. Love all of you down there, and I guess Shane Shackford said it the best last year on this show. There's enough meat on that bone for anybody that tries to do or tries to start something new. That's just more promotion for the kids and us being able to promote these children, student athletes the best way. And the more that we get on, the more promote we can do. I know that that's what yous are trying to do and what we're trying to do here, but just well, I saw that. I got excited because I mean, I know that your show's going to be really, really good. And I really like the sound too on it. Maybe we could prep Edward on giving us some little sound deals going on here. No, he ain't gonna say nothing. But Edward, go ahead if
Well,
you're.
listen, all day today he's been having trying to make me do all the work. So that just don't seem right. But but
That's why.
first off, I
That's
got
why he says that.
okay. I mean, Allison's seen it, but first off, Eddie, I got congratulations and thank you for coming on the show here to talk to us about what you all are doing, and we know it's all about promoting the student athletes. But one of the biggest questions I got for you is it just because I know by the name it sounds like it's just going to be football. Are y'all going to be talking about just football, or are you going to be throwing in a mixture of like other sports also?
Well, ours, that show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, is going to be just a little bit different in that we are going to talk about high school football. We'll throw in maybe a little bit of college football and every now and then some pro football. But we've decided to kind of go with a segmented type of show in which we could talk about anything really. So we have an organized baseline of what we're wanting to do. Like we're going to have some interactive activities with our audience, and we're going to do some stuff this week, some dry erase boards, holding up our answers and stuff, just really having a lot of fun. So even though we really want to be organized so our listeners know which direction we're going each Thursday, we'll also get off topic a lot. I mean, somehow we ended up on renting Blockbuster videos last Thursday and telling funny stories and stuff. So, we won't be able to promote to the level of maybe somebody like you all who do the shareable graphics and bring the athletes on. We will be bringing on a guest once a week. So, it's more just us getting together and we're going to give shout outs when we can. Like I said, we just want to get on there and talk sports and share that out and talk about a lot of the local athletes. Right now, it's starting off as high school football, so we'll just kind of go with it. We don't know if that'll carry on. Obviously, Kyle and Casey won't be able to do it during basketball, and Scotty won't be able to do it during baseball. And Coach Farmer drives a bus for basketball and baseball. So I don't know if I'm ready to take on the podcast by myself when it moves into basketball, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there as far as exactly how far this show goes out.
Well, again, like you said, it's all about the promotion part. And funny thing is, we're just talking about getting off subject, talking about Blockbuster. The thing is, me and my wife was actually just the other day talking about there used to be an old Blockbuster here in Millsboro, and we used to rent movies from there all the time. So that's a funny story. I was just talking about that. But it's great things what you're doing, and first off, from me, I don't know, if anybody else has reached out to you, but any way that I can try to help you, promote the athletes that y'all bring on, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm more than welcome to try to help you out to the best of my ability, because I'm in it to promote the student athlete to the fullest. And again, I think it's going to be great things that y'all are going to do. Especially, I've had a chance to actually talk to every one of you, and Coach Jones, I've talked to him quite a bit by covering a lot of Harlan County basketball there. But Allie, you got anything?
Honestly, coming from an athlete myself, what guys are doing and what we've been doing, like just getting our name out there and saying like, oh, this person did really good. Honestly, it makes us feel really good and like we're actually doing something that's gonna be good for our community and that can get us farther. So I want to say thank you for like all you've done and stuff for them athletes. I mean, all athletes appreciate that a lot. So
And
Yeah,
and
I'm going to, echo what she said to you guys and everybody out there. There's so many different people out there that do in various different ways, but to promote the student athlete and just give them recognition, I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I'm proud to be from the mountains. You all are proud to be from the mountains. We're proud of the kids from the mountains. And they don't always get the promotion and the publicity as some of the kids in maybe different areas of the state or even the country. So anytime that you can go public, go to social media and just give a simple shout out, whether it's through a picture, a video, just saying their name, bring them on. Any type of promotion to these kids in the mountains tickles me to death. I was a mountain athlete. I've got to coach mountain athletes, and now I've got two mountain athletes in my home. So on a 3 level layer there, I know what sports means to the kids in the mountains, male, female, from Pee Wee all the way up to seniors in high school. So, it fires me up for kids and getting to go out and watch them, and for example, just going out and watching Harlan County play Millsboro the other night. I'm 40 years old. I'm a has-been, got a bad ankle, gray hair, but even I felt the adrenaline of the game. So, we're all kind of tied in. Even when you leave the game, you know what those kids are feeling and how excited they are. And to see kids succeed, it just really tickles me. So, we get on there and we're going to talk about a little bit of everything. And, when we can, we're going to promote as we can. When you get into promotion, the one thing you do fall into is we don't really have the time to spread out across maybe the region and actually name drop individuals as much as we would like to. So a lot of ours, when you tune in, it's not going to be just Harlan County. Anybody in the county, Harlan County, Harlan Independent. But like we got to talking, one of your all's guests tonight, Elam's coming on from Corbin. We got to talking about pick'em games or whatever you want to say, and his name got brought up, and we got to talk about him. So it won't be as much as a promotion in that route unless that team's brought up, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Uh,
Yes.
yeah,
we all got a lot going on, and we're going to put a lot of time into our little podcast. But to go to the level that you guys go, we probably won't be able to match that. And I just want to echo what she said. Hats off to you guys.
Well,
Ed,
real.
go ahead,
Go ahead, Mark.
go ahead, Edward.
Well,
No, go ahead, Edward.
I was getting, I was getting ready to say, even, even just, as far as like you said, just saying their name, that also helps in a lot of ways that, a lot of people wouldn't think it would, because, you don't have time to get out to everybody in the region, cover everybody in the region. But even just saying their name, speaking a little stats, that in itself is a promoting that student athlete. So, it's still, hats off to you.
yeah. Like honestly, for me and stuff going to college, I mean, you would think there'd be people from the 13th region at Campbellsville and stuff, and I went. I'm the only one from the 13th region. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows where I'm from, because everybody's from like South Warren, Ballard. There's people from Indiana, Florida, and Tennessee, and all this, and I'm the only one from down here and stuff. But I was able to get on that team because of you guys promoting my name, Nikki and Daryl, and my travel ball team. So, I mean, it means a lot.
Good for you.
Eddie,
We'll be rooting you on.
Eddie, again, a big shout out to you and thank you for coming on. I know it's a busy time of year. Like I said, as soon as I saw that post, I just started getting all jittery because I just know that I love audience down there and just have developed relationships with you. I'm telling you, and Eddie, I'm sure you agree. You could even turn that camera off and it'd still be the same five of yuns like that with the camera on or with the camera off, like you say, you're going to sit around and talk sports like that, regardless. And just listening to you, it just it just brings chills to my spine because there's enough knowledge in that room to to feed the army there, and just been there, done it, and I'm excited about it. So at this point, it's going to be strictly podcast only at this point, and then just see how the future runs with it.
Yeah, and before I get off here, I want to thank you all for having me on here. I'm just a representative of the podcast that we're doing, Third and Long. We're appreciative that you would have one of us on to be able to get that out there because we know a lot of people tune into your stuff, and everybody's got a small little part in helping these kids out and helping the
Absolutely,
local athletes out. And we're a very,
absolutely.
very small part of it. But we do want to invite anybody that would like to tune in. It's on Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it's called Third and Long Podcast. Coach Bailey's created a Facebook page on there that you can go to, and he's like a big TikTok star. I ain't figured all that out just yet, but he goes live on there, and we're gonna we've updated our audio since the last show. We're updating the table we're sitting around, so we're looking to improve it. We're all coaches, so we film study our own selves and want to make the show as presentable and as organized and enjoyable as possible. It's going to take us 2 or 3 shows to get it the way we want it, but. Just want to say thanks again. I love you guys. You have always been very, very good to me. I know we got to mingle in with you last year, me and Casey, and I mean it wholeheartedly. Y'all are some good guys, and I love what you do. And I hope y'all stick around long enough to some of these young kids I get to fool with in Harlan County gets to come on your show one
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So God bless you all, and I hope you have a great evening.
Yeah, and anything we could do for you, anything we could do to help promote you, you just holler. If you want to run your shows on their pages, you're more than welcome. Anything you would want to do, you just holler when it's done because I know you're doing it the right way.
I appreciate it, guys.
Okay, thank you.
See y'all.
Bye. I live off five of them, and Scotty. I got harp on Scotty for a minute. Now that's my guy. That's when I'm talking when baseball and softball started for me a few years ago. He was one of the first, and you got to. And that's one thing you just can't ever forget. And anytime I've reached out to Scotty, he's like, "What you need, who you want," and then boom, 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 it's done. Scotty is just a great coach, a great man. He will absolutely, he loves Harlan County sports, but all them guys do, and and that's one area that deserves it. And they got the right men for the job for that, and they are going to do it the right way. And I'm a big fan. As soon as the show's over with, I'm going to their Facebook page, and I'm liking it because. I'm telling you, I'm a fan. I love what they're doing, and everybody go in there and give them some love for sure. But are you ready for the
And
next guest?
just to
Go ahead, Aaron.
piggyback off from you real quick, for everybody that's just now tuning in, it's the Third and Long podcast Thursdays. Go give them guys a watch.
Yeah,
Listen to them. They all know what
T.
they're talking about. Great bunch
Yeah,
of guys that they'll take it. They take it to the next level. Go give them a watch.
yeah. And these guys has been there and done it. These guys know what they're talking about. So yeah, and plus they have fun with it too. So that's a good thing about it. But we ready for our next guest? Yeah, I think so. Aaron ain't talking much tonight. I think, uh, Allie, off the scene, men never fights like cats and dogs, but on the scene, we gotta act like we love each other. That's how it works.
We'll go with that.
Oh, okay, okay. But
But on the record, I don't like him.
Mm,
No, I'm just kidding.
well,
I have to
well,
deal with him. I've had to deal with him for 30 plus years. So I mean,
Aubrey Clemens don't even probably know you, and she probably don't even like you right now. I mean, I'm just telling you. But Aubrey, thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us your time. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Um, do you like Edward? I mean, does he just got like a personality? You just automatically just start not liking.
Uh,
But,
uh,
but
uh,
she don't know you well enough yet.
Aubrey, you'll like it
well,
more
see,
when he's buying you food.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, see, I did interview her. I did interview her in basketball season last year.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Allie made a comment on his last interview, and I should have posted that picture, like a little caption deal. He looked like he was mad at fire. I mean, mad as fire. I'm like, why are you so mad at it? Laugh,
Hey,
be
Mark, he didn't have
happy.
food. He didn't have food. That's
But
what it was.
if you want to be honest, the whole reason why I was probably upset is because he calls me 972 times a day. So
And ask him why.
for no odd reason,
Uh,
just to be
but
talking about how he loves his kids on his bus or something.
but Aubrey 2-0 this early season, and your team looks really good. And if and maybe you can help me with my math. I got a relaxed brain, but looks like you haven't even lost a set so far. You're like
nope.
3-0, 3-0. I watched the Jackson County game, and there's some really good athletes on that other side too. And yes, for most part, took control of the game. And I'm not, any game's a war, but you took
Mhm.
control of it, and you just really went at it. And I was like, I would be one to tell you I'm sitting here lying. There was a lot of changeover from last year's team, but I would be the first to, maybe they take a step back. No, I don't see it. I
Yeah.
mean, your team looks really, really good. I mean, what's your thoughts on this early season?
I feel like we're doing good. I feel like we've already gotten so much better from the beginning of the summer, like to now, and I feel like it's just gonna get better by the end of the season and throughout. And yeah, I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Folks, and I will tell you one thing, and again, correct me if I'm wrong on this, and if you think you're going to be spiking it on her and this and that, this young female 6'3", so you better have a monster vertical if you think you're going to get it much over her. And I'm sitting here interviewing her, and I'm like, hello. And she did make a promise, and we're going to hold it to her.
Oh,
She Yep, she said she's going to be slamming the basketball next year, slam dunking. She's going to be doing the windmill, and as
yep.
soon as she does it, we're going to try to get it. Maybe she'll let us videotape it or something running on the show.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Edwards ever come close to slamming. The only thing he slams down is a couple of hamburgers and a large fry or something. That's about all he slams down. But Edward, go ahead.
Listen, you put me a trampoline near the goal and I can dunk it by George.
I highly doubt
But
that.
I actually
Hey,
can with the trampoline.
I've got some pretty good photos, and I'm not going to get into the photos because that's your job to start posting that stuff up. But now there was one that this young lady had some pretty good vertical herself. I mean, she's like that high over the dead. I mean, she's getting up there.
Yeah.
Well, I am more of a stat kind of person, especially since I am still trying to learn the game of like volleyball and soccer. And as of right now, they've only got I think it's the Knox Central game posted for stats, but you had 6 kills and 3 total blocks in that. So when it's considering blocks, is that kind of the same thing as like basketball when they go to spike it, you just stop it at the net?
Yeah. 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 Basically.
Can I cut in on your question there, Edward, for a second? Aubrey, when you block
Yes.
one of them, do you feel like pointing at one of them? Say, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
It feels really good. I love blocking people.
Is it hard to restrain yourself and like pointing at you like, what are you doing? I'll go somewhere else.
Sometimes.
Well, that leads me into one of my questions. After you're like, you kill it, you block them, are you like a trash talker? Do you just kind of like just look at them and say, I'm coming at you again? Or, because if I done that to Mark, he's going to know it. I'm saying it all game.
I mean, I'm not really I don't know if I'm really the type to do that, but like in my head, I'm thinking, oh God. Yeah.
Hey, Edward's the big trash talker here. Ain't he,
E-
Mark?
Edward is the trash talker of us.
Yep.
Well, somebody's got to be, you know.
Yeah.
But you
No,
know,
no.
looking at your schedule, you know, you all don't really shy away from anybody. If they want to play, you'll play them. And if I'm not mistaken, Monday you all play North Laurel. So you know, give me your thoughts on that matchup.
That's gonna be. I'm really excited to play them because they're one of the top teams in the region, and I'm, I'm really excited to play them.
So I know how I was when I was in high school. No matter which sport it was, we always, as a team or you know an individual, always have one game highlighted that I looked forward to playing that team or that game the most? Or have you got one highlight you're looking forward to playing in?
North Laurel and Corbin. I feel like those are the two teams that I'm like, because I'm really excited to play them because they're one of the best.
So is the environment you know that much more different with those two teams compared to everybody else that you'll be playing?
I feel like a lot more people come to those games because I feel like they're just ready to see how far we came and like the new team we have, and I feel like it gives like our team a lot more energy and like when we're playing, and that's the reason I really like playing, top teams in the region.
And before I transfer you over, I know you're a multi-sport star. So how does one sport help you for the other?
Well, one example in volleyball, we run. It's called a slide, and like you go over, and I go over to the right side. I'm jumping off my left foot and like hit the ball. And like when I'm doing it, I think of it's like a right-handed layup, like I'm jumping off my left foot. So there's just little things like that. I feel like that really help a lot because, yeah, and
That
jumping.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, in volleyball, we do a lot of jump training, and I feel like in basketball, rebounding, you got to jump up to get rebounds, and that really helps too, a lot.
Allison?
I don't really have anything. I'm not much on volleyball, so I don't really know anything.
Uh, um, you got to tell me about Coach Halcom. And I will tell you my personal feelings. I love him to death.
I love
I'm proud to call him a friend and speak to him quite regularly. I don't know why, but I'm sure you could figure that one out. But
Yeah.
love him to death. Tell us a little bit about Coach.
I really like Coach Halcom. He's always there for us. He'll do anything. Like I could always, if I ever needed somebody, I could always, call him and he would do anything for us. And he really believes in us. And he's, as like what he's talked about, it's a new team, and I feel like he believes in us just as much as he did the team last year, even though we're a whole different people. But yeah, I really like Coach Halcom. He's yeah.
How
You
has the
know,
team
again,
dynamic changed from this year and last year?
Well, last year we had 9 seniors, and they all graduated. So now, like all the I've not played volleyball in a couple years because I had knee surgery. So this is my first year back in a couple years. And last year they had about, I think it was 9 seniors. They graduated, and they're the teams that have won region and district back to back. And now it's all the JV players except for Addison. Addison's the only returning varsity player. But now it's all the JV and new players having to come in and play varsity, and everybody, yeah. So that's how it's different. There's a lot of new people playing varsity.
you spoke about that. I believe it was. Tell me if I'm wrong. 2 years that you was out of volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, um, I didn't see. I hate using that term rust because you're young and you got the rest of your life. You're in the prime of your life, but I didn't see no rust. Did you feel like it was just well, let's go back to work?
Yeah. Well, I'll say at the beginning of the summer when I came back, I was nervous and I was rusty, but I feel like I've gained my confidence back a little bit. Not playing, but I've definitely gained a lot of confidence back, and I feel like it'll just get better.
Are you at 100% right now, or where are you at?
With like volleyball,
No, I mean with your knees and your
oh
your
yeah,
your health.
I'm totally back. Yeah.
Okay. Edward or Allison?
Now, in the game of volleyball, you said confidence. So is it a confidence boost to get the first point or win the first set, or does that matter? It's just basically winning the game that allows you to boost your confidence. Which one is it?
I think both, but I I think too, just like my game and like how I play and hitting the ball, like it's been a while, so at first I was rusty, but that type of confidence too, like being able to actually go out, run plays, hit balls, blocks. I've gotten a lot. Like this summer, we went to a camp in Florida, University of North Florida, and they worked a lot on blocking. And I feel like over the summer, I've gotten more confident in blocking, and that's really really helped me a lot this summer. And yeah, playing games.
So I have been to a couple volleyball games, and the ones I've been to, I'll hear one coach or the other hauling out there and telling their team that they need to talk and communicate. So how does that become like a key factor to helping y'all get the win?
Well, communication is really important. I feel like because you have to communicate to get a good pass up, because without a good pass or a good set, I wouldn't even be able to hit the ball. So you have to talk, because if you're not communicating, then everybody's going to run into each other and it's just a big mess. So you got to be like, oh mine, like go get the ball, and then the setter, like you got to, yeah. That's why communication is important, or everything's just like it's messy. So you got to call for the ball. Yeah.
So I'm sure I've probably asked somebody this once before, but what is the biggest difference between a spike and a kill? What's the biggest difference?
I don't know. I feel like a spike is like more intense, like a really hard. I don't know. And a kill is just when you hit the ball and you get the point. But I feel like a spike's when it's like you hammer the ball at somebody, and it's like
So so
really,
so so do you ever like see somebody you like to spike the ball at? Then?
yeah. Well,
Okay, we won't say nothing else about that. Okay. Well, we'll keep.
I like it when it hits them in the face too. That's pretty funny.
Mark, you do that to Edward for the fun of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the sad thing is he wouldn't be able to jump up to get it over the net, so I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Allison, you have anything else for?
Not really.
Okay. Aubrey, I've got to ask you. I've been known for these hard hitting questions and stuff. So, I've noticed a lot over the last couple of years. A lot of the teams, you see it in softball too. A lot of chanting on the bench and stuff. So, do you like practice chants
Oh yeah.
together? So who's the chant leader, or who thinks them up?
I think Kylie Ray. She's the one always like coming up. She's like our hype person, like going, guys, let's go. We gotta like, come on, hype us up. It's definitely her, libero. She's definitely the most hype and comes up with all the chants, I feel like.
So how are you are like in perfect harmony? I mean, do you actually practice them at practice, or just? I mean, it's almost like perfect harmony. You sound like a choir at times in there, jumping the same way, singing the same way, and the motions and.
Yeah. Well, we practice a lot out of practice, I feel like. And in practice, like we're just like, okay, we gotta know this chant for when this happens, and then when this happens, yeah.
Yeah.
We like having a hype bench, and I feel like it it gives the game a lot of energy, and it helps us to play better when there's a lot of energy on the floor and on the bench. The bench is really important.
So what we need to make up here is like a chanting world championships or something. Have all the volleyball teams to give their best chants out there and see who's the best chanters. But okay, can I ask you one more, and then I'll let you go. And Ryan here, he says he's not a trash talker. We all trash talk a little bit, and if you don't want to get a teammate in trouble, or I don't want to start a World War III in the locker room, but if you're thinking of anybody in your team, when you think of the word trash talker, who would what would be the name that would come up to you?
Oh
You
gosh.
don't have to say, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything.
Like the
that.
most trash talker on the team, like
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
go.
Yeah, somebody that would bonk you in practice and then laugh at you or something like that, or would have fun
I
with
think
you.
that would be you, Mark.
I I think Kira's really would be a trash talker, and Courtney. I don't know. I feel like a lot of our team are trash talkers, and we're
Well,
like,
well, well. If Kara and Courtney's listening, please forgive her. I forced her into
yes,
the question. That was my bad. But yeah. But Edward's her trash talker. I take a lot of the mental and psychological abuse from every day, and it scarred me and all that stuff. But let's just have anything else for her. I guess we'll
You
let her
forgot
go.
to mention the graphic, Mark.
Well, that's what I was leading into again. You beat me to it.
No,
Uh,
you forgot.
Aubrey, help me out here. I know you got much better memory than Edward. Didn't I mention about photos and that he would take care of that?
oh yeah, yeah, you did. I think you did in the very beginning. I feel like
I just think he's got Alzheimer's. But
I do actually.
but anyhow, we do tend to put a graphic together for every student athlete that comes on our show, and I will send it to Mark for Mark to send it to you, and it's yours. You feel free to do what you want to with it after the show. We will also post them on our pages after the show, but we just kind of like to get your thoughts about them.
About oh, okay. I like it. Looks good.
That
Well, I
that's
do
her.
appreciate it.
That's
Yeah,
us
thank
telling
you.
you thanks. That's us telling you thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
But I wish you, unless Allison or Edward's got anything else for you, good. But we do want to wish you personally and your team the best of luck the rest of the year. I'm a fan of Coach Holcomb. I love him to death. And when you see him in practice, give him a shout out for us. And that man knows what he's doing. Like I said, I'm proud to call him a friend and love him to death. And hope to get down to a game of yours really, really soon. I have fun at your games because the crowd loves you and you enter into it. It's just a fun game to watch when we were down there at Whitley County. And I like what your team's doing. Keep on keeping on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's another great interview. And Allison Ryan said he wasn't a trash talker. Do you believe that?
If it comes to him and Edward getting into it, he's a trash talker. But besides that, I don't think he is. Now, when it comes to food, though, that's a different story with him.
Allison, are you a trash talker? I don't. I mean, I've watched you for a couple of years.
She is a trash talker. I can see it.
No, actually,
Well,
I'm
well,
not.
well,
I am
well.
not. You can ask anybody I've ever played against. They get out or something. I'm like, it's okay. You got it. And stuff. Even though I still want to win, that's how I am. I like to make friends than
She's the
enemies.
nice trash talker.
Yeah, she. Well. Let's just say on the page on our group chat, she definitely brings it. She don't hold it back on that. Let's give her credit on
Hey,
that.
hey, that's a different story now.
But
Edward didn't buy food, so that's why.
absolutely, we'll hold him accountable for that for the rest of his life. But
Yeah.
let's bring on another guy, and this guy, and you talk about a guy that's always been there for us. I can sit here and brag on Cade forever. Cade, again, thank you again for coming on our show, and I know it's a busy time for you.
Thanks for having me.
Just we've had you on these shows a few times, and the one thing I always say about you, you've never turned us down once. You've never turned us down for an interview. You've always been Johnny on the spot, and of course that's leadership qualities, and I'm sure that your team probably feeds off of that point.
Yes, sir. I appreciate what you all do for us, and it's not in me to turn you all down. You all do a lot for us, so the least I can do is come on here and answer a few questions.
Gotta ask you one thing. The first thing, I don't know why Edward and Dean brought this up, but we was at the game and we was trying to find you, and he said, Where's he at? The first thing Edward said, did he cut his hair? I don't know if you cut your hair, but had you cut it or shortened it a
I
little bit?
I cut it a little bit since baseball season, but not a whole lot.
Well, see, Edward was right.
See,
I didn't.
I noticed the small things. See,
Well, what it is, Cade, me and Edward's both jealous over the hair. We ain't ever gonna get hair like that again. Them days are long gone. And the alley might have good hair, but not us. We gave it up. But Cade, know about the coaching change. I love Coach Greer to death. One of my bestest friends in the world. Great guy. And of course, Coach. If I pronounce this right, Salmons is now at the helm, but it did look like he's missed the beat.
Yeah, we try to look at it when Coach Salmons came in. We try to look at it just like any other season, and we knew he was a great coach, and we knew Coach Greer was a great coach. So I don't think we missed anything with Coach coming in, and we had a real good game Friday. So it was good.
Yeah, I mean, you were just you was you, and I won't spill the beans on Edward. You know, we couldn't find. It's hard for us to find seats, and we was around some Pikeville fans and stuff like that, and they did get a lot of pressure on you in one pass, and you threw maybe one of the most prettiest passes in the end zone, your first touchdown pass there that ever was, just a dart. And Edward was just about ready to complete the sentence. You can't give him that much touchdown. I mean, it just it was almost beautiful, and Edward knows what I'm talking about. It was almost poetry in motion. You've always had a rocket arm, but man, it looks like you've got stronger. Or are there any truth to that?
I mean, I'm not sure, but I know our team, and I work very hard. So the preparation that we put in for that game to come out and play well was great.
Um, just what was your? I know you've been there and done it, and we know that what your next steps are and stuff like that, and just what was the atmosphere like to you on Friday night?
Oh, it was great. Whenever you get to come into to camp on Campbell Field and play in front of that crowd, with packed out every night, it's a lot of fun. So to come out there and to get it done in front of them and in front of our community was great.
Absolutely, Edward.
uh, first off, I want to thank you again for coming on. But I just got to ask you. You just make everything look so smooth when you're back there. Just how do you do it?
I think just the practice that I put in, and the film study, the weightlifting, everything. We work real hard, and to go out there and be able to perform, it makes our job easy. When you work hard, it's a lot easier to go out there and perform well.
And I was even telling Mark that most of your passes out there, I was like, man, all you had to do was open your shirt pocket or your pant pocket, and that pass is just gonna fall in. You didn't even have to do nothing. You're so accurate with your throws. It's just you don't see that all the time.
He,
But
he can he can throw with touch when he wants to, but most of them are on the line, and the receiver don't have to wait for it. These are some folks. These are some of the prettiest passes you'll ever see at this level, and it's something special what you're doing, Kate.
Thank you, I
For
appreciate
real.
it.
Go ahead, Edward.
I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been late in the third quarter. Y'all got a couple back-to-back penalties, and I think it set you back to like 2nd and 40. And it was just like two plays later, y'all, if I ain't mistaken, it was either a first down or a touchdown. Just how did y'all dig your way out of that, at making it look as easy as you did?
You just got to trust the process. Take each play. Each play is another play, and just see what happens. And we did that, and it worked out well for us. So it was good, but it was a war out there. Don't let that fool you. It was a real physical game, but it was a lot of fun to go out there and win it with my guys.
And I know a lot of times when I've been to games, you take a name as big as Corbin or Pikeville, that right there already sets in like intimidation on some of the teams that you're going to be playing against. It looked like neither one of you all backed down from each other, and it was a very hard physical game, like you was talking about. So, in a style game like that where it's very physical, do you have to change anything, or you just take it one step at a time?
We try to just take it one step at a time. We pride ourselves on trying to be the most physical team out there every night. So we like those type of games, and we like to compete when the lights are on. So it was a lot of fun.
And then, final question before I get you over to Allison there. After the game was over with, something else that showed a lot of sportsmanship to me was right after the game.
Yep. 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 Yep.
The Pikeville player, I think his name was Isaac, if I'm not mistaken, came up to you. You all talked, had a hug, and then actually allowed me to take a picture to make a graphic with. So going to war against each other, then right after the game, how do you change so quick to be able to just be like best friends off the field?
We've known each other for a while. We've played baseball against each other, and he's a real good baseball player, and I've actually been trying to get him to come to Louisville and play baseball with me. So that's how we know each other. So hopefully I can get him to come be a Cardinal. But we love competing against each other. But at the end of the day, we're friends, and we all like to compete the same way.
Allison?
So I know, like, around here in 7th or 13th, when it comes to football, Corbin's the big name you go to. How do you guys keep from, like, having to crash on the field from all that pressure and just keep going and stuff? Because I know that's a packed house to go to a Corbin football game around here.
We don't really think about that too much. We go out there and we have confidence, and we just play it like it's any other game. So we don't get too caught up in the rankings and all that. We just like to go out there and play ball.
That's good that you guys do that and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of teams out here that are more worried about the rankings and stuff than anything. So give you guys credit on that.
Thank you.
I got to read this from I love Rob to death, but he says that's one of Bobby D's Big Five, one of the most respectable young men I've ever had the privilege of coaching. And just getting all kinds of love here, Kate. And here's by Robert Daniels again, best quarterback in the state. And man, you can't argue that opinion. Just go watch them ropes that this guy's throwing, and just zip, 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 zip. I mean, um, you've always been a really, really good student athlete, but what I see on the field, you keep improving, 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 improving. Kay, we won't hold you on much longer, but we know what Corbin, and we know what your end goal is. You want to go to the Kroger, and you want to take that hardware home. We know that's the end goal for Corbin, and what is it going to take you as we get there?
I think we just got to go out there and compete and just see what happens. We got to go out there and just play hard, and whatever happens, it's meant to be. So we hope it's at the end we're on Kroger Field celebrating with the state championship, but and that's what we all believe is going to happen. So we just hope we're just going to keep working hard and take every game as one game and keep going.
I know I've asked you this question in several interviews, but I'd like for the audience to hear this also because, again, we know who you're committed to, what sport you're committed to, but there are schools hitting you up east and left for other sports, and I know that how do you how can you just as a senior at Corbin High School, how hard is it for you just to shut that off and just be a student at Corbin High School?
It's not too hard for me. I don't think I've been dealing with that for a while. So I think just going out there and playing the sports that I love and going out there and doing what I love is competing. I like to play for my town and my community and my brothers. So going out there and fighting for trying to win, it's easy to block that stuff out.
Absolutely. Just well said. Well said. Edward, I'll let you and Allie finish up with them, and we'll let this young man go.
Well, before I let you go, Cade, we do tend to make a graph, because if we had you on our baseball show, but this one right here's the football graph we put together, and I will send it to you, after the show, and we will post them out for everybody to like them. But I just want to kind of get your thoughts on it.
That looks good. I appreciate y'all.
Well, we appreciate you, and that's our way of saying thank you. And I'm like Mark. I can't wait to see what the season unfolds for you and your team. And best of wishes for your next step.
Thank you.
Good luck this year, Cade. I hope to see you guys on Kroger Field. That's what we're rooting for.
Yeah, and one other thing too, and Kate, I don't know if you have been keeping up with this, and then I'll let you go. I believe that they had made an announcement that Coach Greer only lost 5 games or something like that. So, am I right? Is that your career at Corbin? Maybe 5 losses only, or am I close to that?
Yeah, I think Coach Greer's lost 5 in his career. I think my group has only lost 3 total, and
Okay, okay,
they've
okay.
all been playoff games. So my group hasn't lost a regular season game yet, and we're working hard to keep that true. So
Okay, I'm glad you educated me on that. I figured it was something close to that, and I know you're not worried about stats. You're worried about one thing: is your team. Anybody that knows you knows that, but that has to be one of the greatest runs at Corbin. I mean, for individual senior group and stuff like that, that has to be. I don't know. I'd have to check the stats, but that has to be right up there. But Kate, we do thank you for your time and cannot wait to see you at the next level. And I'm gonna be one of your biggest fans until you know, I mean, you're going to basically you can do what you want to do at this point. You can play baseball, football. It's all gonna be coming at you. It's gonna be a decision you're gonna have to make. But cannot wait to see you at the next level. I'm one of your biggest fans and wish you and your group of Corbin Red Hounds best luck the rest of the season.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Gotta love him. I mean, when you're talking, oh well, Robert's gonna kill me. He gonna kill me. I didn't get that up. Edward, you're slacking. Uh, uh, Robert, that's on Edward. He should have been keeping up with that.
Well, that's on you. You're the comment man. I'm the pitcher guy. Well,
Well,
I'll remember that for the next time that we get to make it to a Corbin game. I'll ask him that during an interview, as long as he don't football tackle me or something.
well, we've got it figured out. Thank you, Robert, for coming up with the answer. We're
Yes,
blaming
I blame
Allison.
Allison too.
Allison
It's all Allison's fault.
should have been all over them
Thanks,
comments.
Coach Daniels. I'll remember that next time I come to your game.
Yep, it should have been. You should have, Robert. She should have been all over them comments. Edward's graph guy, Allison's comment guy. I'm just here to, I'm just here for the coffee. That's all I'm here for.
Hey, Coach Daniels knows this. If he's gonna pick on me, I'm gonna come right back at him. So if he says he's
I don't
gonna
know
blame
what
me when
happened
they,
to the phone service. Is it me?
hey, Coach Daniels, if y'all lose this year, I'm gonna say I'm blaming it on you. You remember that?
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. You're just
I didn't.
staticky.
I didn't hear a word you said. But it looks like you was letting somebody have it, Allison.
Oh no, me and Coach Daniels are really good friends and stuff. And I made friends with him through softball, and he's always like, "Oh, it's your fault" and stuff. So when they lose a game, I'm like, "Yeah,
Well,
I think it was
well,
yours."
well, you are a comment person. You know, you're supposed to be posting the comments. I'm just saying it's part of the fine print on the contract that was signed. You know, something like
Where at?
it's that
Didn't see
fine
none
Down
of
at the
print.
that.
down at the down at the
That,
very bottom where I put it like at a -2 font where you couldn't see it.
Yeah, literally. I think it's
but
Ryan's fault that we didn't see that contract.
yeah, we'll blame it on Rob. But I love Rob to death. Rob's another one of them guys that we could sit here for an hour and a half to brag on, and he's all about promoting and the student athlete. Love him to death, and just cannot get enough of him, and thank him for all that he did for us. But that being said, we're getting to that part that we're getting ready to close the show, and it's been a great show. And Allison, I'm gonna brag on you for a second. You absolutely killed it tonight. You hammered it. You did really good here. You know
Thank you.
you're fixing to put me in retirement, and now you know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to be like, I just want Allison on my show on Wednesday, or that's going to happen.
Hey, listen,
But
Hey, you just gotta keep up.
my show would go off without any problems if as long as I got Addison and Allison on mine on Wednesday. I mean, I wouldn't even have to
yeah,
do the talking. I just push all the buttons.
yeah, see that even rings a bell. Hi, I'm Edward alongside Addison and Allison. It rings a see that rings a bell. That sounds pretty good. And we got Mark there. They'd be like, "Hi, I'm Edward alongside Addison and Allison and Mark."
Mark, just Mark.
Mark,
Yes, Mark.
He's just here. He just showed up.
But Edward, talking about your show, just are they a cat getting ready to be let out of the bag, or tell us about it?
well, I don't ever let the cat out of the bag till the day of. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He don't even let
even
us know, folks.
Mark don't even know who the guest is.
So we
Nobody
have
knows
zero
who the
time.
guest is other than me and the guest.
Yeah, we have zero time to prep for it. And he said, ask him some questions. And like,
I give you ample time. I post it Wednesday morning. You got like 12 hours. That's
Allie, is
plenty enough
that
time to get
ample
on there and
time?
do some research.
Is that ample time, Allie?
I ever even gives you like a week at times, and you still don't know. So I mean, it depends. I get in like 5 minutes, so I mean,
But hopefully, as long as no bad luck, the first show will actually be launched this Wednesday. So, and no, I'm not letting you know the guest.
you never do. It's gotten normal now.
Yeah, that's not being a team player.
Well, see, my other host, Addison, I let her know. So if Allison's coming on Wednesday, she'll know. But Mark, you'll know about 10 minutes for the show.
Yeah, Allison know who the guests are 5 minutes after the show. I bet you the first thing you'll comment is, "Don't tell Mark." Allison, I'll buy you a Big Mac if you spill the beans on them. I will. I will.
Is Edward
Uh,
paying for it?
yeah, he'll pay for it. Edward always
Okay,
pays.
then I guess so. If Edward's paying.
Well,
Uh,
then you'll never get that Big Mac.
uh, um, Allison, tell us what's going to go on with Allison this week. Just any plans? You gonna try to get out to any games? You going back to school? Or what's going on with you?
I mean, it really depends. I'm hanging out with friends, trying to get some games in. Trying to help out as much as I can. Also, getting my college stuff in. Keeping the grades up. So, just kind of going with the flow right now with everything.
Well, I'm sure that me and Edward can agree with one thing. The grades are more important. Keep them grades up, and if you get time, go do a game or something. But keep them grades
I've got
up.
s- I've got 6 essays from English class due on Monday, so
Yeah. Well, if anybody can do it, you can. You're one of the smartest people I know. You'll have that wit together in no time.
yeah, six
And,
essays, and each one has to be at least 5 pages.
yeah. See now, me it would take me a month and a half. You would do it about 5 minutes, and plus you got all that good food there.
Yeah, that's a lot, but I'm getting
But I do want to thank you for coming on, Allison. You're more appreciated than you'll ever know. Edward again. Um, I gotta love you. I guess that's with the rules or something like that. But you're greatly appreciated too. Ryan, Valerie, uh, Shane, John North, Larry, even Mikey. Like I said, I can name many others. It's just everybody that's come in here. Chris Coker got in there and dug in there, and we got some good North Laurel stuff posted up. But absolutely, it's an ever expanding family, and everybody does it because they want to do it. They want to do it for the right ways. But Edward, you know this process. I'll let you end it here with your thoughts, and then I'll let Allison have her thoughts, and then we'll close her up.
Well, before I give you to my quote, I've said it on about every show I've been on. You know, get out and cover these student athletes, and it'll give you a whole new perspective of love for the game, and you get to see the work and the passion that they put into it. So I just have to leave you at that. Get out and cover them. Get out and watch them. But when you've got something to prove, there's nothing greater than a challenge. Terry Bradshaw.
Why are we always about plum? Our quotes are pretty close to me, so it's weird. But that's a good one. That's a good one. Allie, you got any final thoughts or a quote or inspirational? We sort of like end our shows with some kind of inspirational deal.
honestly, I mean, going to that Lingham game and stuff, that gave me a lot of inspiration to watch and stuff. I mean, they were getting down and stuff, and then here comes Nikki with her cowbell and screaming and yelling and getting the crowd into it and stuff. And I mean, that's something you have to get out and see and stuff. How much it really pumped up them student athletes and stuff. And she done that on the softball team too. She got us all going and stuff. And I mean, just getting out there and getting to watch all that stuff will really show you something.
If I could get that loaded up, we know how YouTube is. But when you said cowbell, I just thought of one of the funniest Saturday Night Live scenes I ever watched in my life. I got a fever, and there's only one prescription. I need more cowbell, and they're sitting there banging that cowbell. And yeah, we're going to open our show next week with I got a fever. Yeah, more
For
cowbell.
us to get for us to get copyrighted and kicked off the show.
That's a job for Allie to change that name and save us from getting copyrighted or something. Maybe she can fix that up. Well, she's thinking about it, but yeah, we got to do something like that just for big shout out to Lynn Camp, big win, very big win. Love what they're doing, and again, what Allie said, love that, love the Lynn Camp family, and big shout out to them. I want to leave you all with this: if you cannot do great things, I can do things in a great way. One of the greatest that ever said it. Martin Luther King. God bless him. God bless his message was. God bless you. From all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine, all sports media, good night and God bless.